Alrighty. Hi, Pooh.
Hey. Oh, did you just wave at him?
Yeah,
oh
that's
my
how you
gosh.
call him around, is you hit one of the shoulder buttons to wave at him. Now,
I was
unfortunately, he's
not
about to run
expecting
out of
that.
honey, and he's gonna go into like a sugar coma.
Oh, maybe.
He's gonna go into withdrawals, and this level's... Okay, so you remember how in the GBA version, there were tons of like mini games here that you could play? Here, there's no such thing, and you just kind of lead Pooh around, and there's little activities you can do to like find each of the characters, and I think the save file we're on actually doesn't have all of them, because there's only a couple of the characters running around. Unfortunately, I guess I could load up the other save file and show all of them, but you can also just look that up online if somebody cares. That's odd. These cabbages look as if they've been battered about.
Yeah, because minigame.
I think there's a little bit of minigame, but not as big of a minigame as the PS2 version has. And, like, there should be... One thing when I was talking about, like, little touches that are kind of neat in this game... well, if I can get them to activate. Yeah, here we go. When you run over some of the flowers, butterfly comes out, bee comes out of there, butterflies. Those rustle and send out Moogle points. Thanks for accidentally helping me, Sora. You too, Pooh. The other thing is, like, to check this out. Hey, Pooh, get up. Come on, buddy. Let's get moving. Come on. He's very slow, and you have to do this constantly or he stops walking. Come on. Do it. Oh, you go ahead, eat it. There you go.
Ooh.
Now you're gonna have to sit here. I mean, I like Winnie the Pooh too. I know there's some Kingdom Hearts fans who can't stand this guy and just want him to get out of here. You and I both like this, but from a gameplay standpoint, this takes a while to do. Anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I think if I was actually playing and like having to use this to do progression and whatnot, I would really be upset about it.
But you're just looking
watching.
at it.
I really like this.
Now, unfortunately,
a lot.
you can't talk to these guys, but this is the only world in Chain of Memories where you can actually go back and see the characters again afterwards. Game's lagging out a little bit here from all these not particle effects, but you know, sort of look like them at least.
What are the balloons?
I don't know. I think they were associated with something, but honestly, it's been... Oh, there's Owl up there. I think you have to get Pooh to grab these to get Owl to come down, but we're not gonna do that right now because it'll take an hour and a half to get him all the way over here. Just can't seem to make up my mind. Whatever should I do?
Be a little pig. That's
Anyway,
what you do best.
Yeah, we're not going to mess with that because
I would assume that like you can somehow get Pooh on like the little balloons to get him there faster, but I haven't seen any more little balloons now, so I feel like that's wrong.
Get up. Now, also, you can actually jump on these. Like, the game actually does technically read them as, like, space that is higher up, even though they're just, like, that one little bit. So, I mean, there's still a little bit of neat stuff here that, you know, you just wouldn't necessarily expect. But, for the most part, this is the PS2 version of this world is a drastic improvement. It's significantly better. Now, I think because we don't have... Stop thinking, and come on. Think. I think, since... No, come on. Hurry up. Let's go. Look, he's even losing one of his honey meters already. I know I kind of made him run around back and forth a little bit, but still. Oh, well. Come on, Pooh. Hurry up. Maybe... Okay, so I think we won't get, like, the full end of the world cutscene because we haven't gotten Owl, but that's fine because I just need to... We're not actually here for Winnie the Pooh. I just wanted to go ahead and show this really fast since we didn't get to see it otherwise. And, oh, we are going to get a cutscene with him since he's here. Neato. Guess fine, we'll get to see that. I thought we weren't going to see this. I've been walking so long, my tumbly is getting rather rumbly. If only I had a little honey. Well, I'd better be going. I gotta keep looking for my friends. Are you sure you don't need my help? That's okay, Pooh. You should stay close to home.
You're more of a nuisance anyway.
All right, Sora. In that case, I'll be sure to do all the remembering for both of us.
Because that's what you're well known for, bud.
I like the idea that there is a version of Pooh in the 100-Acre Wood forever in suspended animation in Castle Oblivion that's waiting for Sora to come back that's never going to show up again. Nah, I'm sure these things collapse as soon as Sora leaves or whatever. That's why you have to remake all the rooms when you come and go. But anyway, so yes, as I mentioned previously, we're actually going to fight Vexen because I just again happened to have a save file that's right before this fight, so it worked out all right. That's no way to greet a stranger, Sora. I am Vexen. I've come to collect your debt.
Ugh.
Do you owe him something? Of course not. Oh, but you do. You owe me for reuniting you with your former friend.
Nice. Such lies!
You don't mean...
Nobody's
Yes.
not my friend.
I am the one who brought Riku to you. So, you're the one... You're the one who's been controlling him. What have you done with him? I see no need to tell you. Why trouble you in your final moments?
We got this guy.
Now, actually, some interesting stuff to talk about here. Also, this deck is crap, so, like, even crappier than the one that I was on previously. Like, why is that there in the front of this? I have no idea why whoever built this put that potion at the front that I just wasted. My bad. Okay, I missed him again. But, like, you can't actually open the menu to edit decks in Winnie the Pooh land, so there's not much I can do about it. Now, you may notice, that in this one, I can actually dodge roll behind him pretty easily and land a couple of hits on him, which you couldn't do in the PS2 version because he always turned to intercept you. Here, you can actually land hits on him much easier, and even with this crappy deck, I'm gonna beat him pretty soundly, probably, because I did when I practiced this before. Because I opened the save file to see what it was. Unless, of course, Donald heals him. That's not necessarily a good thing for him to do. What's... Oh, I have reload kinesis, okay. So I can reload without, stopping moving.
Yikes. Oh, that's cool.
Now, hold on, I want to try and break a card.
Is that one of, like, the
because-
enemy cards?
Yeah, that's one of the enemy cards,
Okay.
that's what I just turned on. In this one, it's the same as, it's exactly the same as in the PS2 version. You hit select and it opens up an alternate menu with all of those in it.
Yeah. And it's, like, good for so many uses and whatever.
This one is for
how many
3
turns.
reloads, and it's the only enemy card that I have, so there's no point in not having it on, really.
Yeah.
So you attack him from the front and he blocks, just like in the other version of the game, but you can get behind him and land hits, which is just really, you know, a lot more convenient than the way that the PS2 version does it. And I've already, since I reload Kinesis, I can run around while I'm reloading. Yeah, I know this deck is bad, but there's not much I can do about it. Unless I walk out of Winnie the Pooh world and walk back in to edit the deck, but there's just no need for that, because this is still fine. I'm still going to beat it. So you notice that I broke the card, and I was still only able to land 1 hit on him, because the shield went back up. In the PS2 version, the only way to reliably get hits on him was to break one of his attacks, and then you would be able to get a free combo on him. In this, see, look, I broke one of his attacks and then couldn't land a hit on him from the front. The only way is to attack him from the back, but
Like this, yeah.
it's just
Just
different from
a
other.
different game.
Yeah, the PS2 version did not let you do that at all.
Yeah. It's interesting that they can... Well, I mean, obviously they can do whatever the heck they want, but that they did change.
It's all. I guess it's like because it's Game Boy Advance, the control. This is what I was talking about before. Like just the way that the nature of the different spaces makes this game play in a fundamentally different way. But there are a lot of design decisions that are just that are more arbitrary, like this.
Yeah.
And this fight is. I mean, you may recall I died to this like 6 times, I think, in the PS2 version.
Yeah.
We stuck a number on screen. I think it was 6. Because we skipped several of them.
It was several. Not as many as the big sand dude. Big sand dude.
That doesn't have big sand. Oh, Kurt Zeissa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about in this game. I was confused.
No,
You meant
no,
in
no,
the
no.
first one.
Yeah.
No. Well, fighting Kurt Zeissa took up a full 4 episodes of that LP. So yeah, just gonna die a lot to him. And see now I'm just like I just landed a bunch on him there for no reason, and he didn't even react to it really. Oh crud! I just healed him. Or no, he broke it anyway, so it didn't matter. Idiot! You broke me healing you. Fine by me. You're free to do that. You'll also notice that in the previous game, I talked a lot about how the all of the attacks, like magic and stuff, since they were such a commodity, they actually they consistently hit, right? You may notice that fire just totally whiffed. Magic spells whiff a lot more frequently in this game. The main reason we're doing this, besides just doing a boss fight, because I thought that'd be kind of neat since I had it here, was to be able to see actual cutscene, to see how it was presented in this game.
Yeah.
Because even though we weren't able to talk to those guys at the final door, actually seeing a cutscene is kind of different. And again, you can see that people, you may or may not remember, but that script was kind of different from the original scene in PS2.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what happened.
I mean, that's fine. I couldn't. I mean, the scene is the scene is pretty much exactly the same, but just the wording is different here and there. There are a handful of scenes that are actually pretty different. There's a scene where Sora's getting kind of disheartened in both of them, where he's like, "Oh no, this whole thing is going bad," and they're like, "No, don't worry, Sora, we're a team. We can do it together, right?"
Yeah.
And in the PS2 version, that's just kind of where the scene ends. And then when you talk to Donald in the hallway afterwards, he's like, "Don't get too excited, Sora." And you're like, "What does that mean?" He was a normal level of excited. Uh-oh, is it the phone?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, as mentioned previously, you actually have to run around and manually collect the experience in this game, even at the end of the battle. And also, if there was an enemy card, the enemy card would kind of drop into the middle of the stage, and you have to go pick it up instead of having the little scene where Sora picks it up for you. But yeah, so there's a scene in this game which I actually put in the discussion episode that Joey and I did. If we want to go and look at the discussion episode of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, one of the scenes from the GBA version that I included is that scene where in the PS2 version, the scene just kind of ends with them going, chin up, Sora. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, Donald goes, "Don't get too excited, Sora." What does that mean? In the GBA version, the scene is a bit longer, and Sora starts like kind of play acting, and he like whips out his keyblade, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a cool guy. I'm a big badass. Forces of darkness beware. Heartless ha, do your worst. I'll kill all of you," or whatever, right? And it's like a cute little scene, and Donald gets kind of embarrassed by it, and Goofy and Jiminy are like, "Yeah, that's the spirit. You got it, kid. That's right." I don't know, whatever. But that's just an example of a scene that kind of got changed between the two versions, and it's not only like it changed, it's like it got trimmed.
Yeah.
Anyway, splendid. As expected, you don't die so easily. Not nearly as easily as I did in the other game. As if I'd ever lose to you. You'll yet have your chance. As we fought, I delved deep into your memory. And look what I found. This is a card crafted from memories locked in the other side of your heart. If you want to fight me for real, then step into the world within this card. And so that's what it looks like when they teleport out in Chain of Memories. You get that little wow, and they just disappear. None of the big special effects stuff. It just doesn't exist yet. "Come back," said Sora to nobody. Other side? What's he talking about? There's other bits like just little translation things where again it's like they had to try and match the Japanese lip sync.
Yeah.
Because they didn't redo the lip sync for this game. Like in the bit where they're like maybe Ansem is controlling Riku again, and in the PS2 version Sora goes, "Well, we defeated Ansem for good." In the PS2 version he's just like, "Well, that can't be it. Ansem's history. We saw to that," or something like that. I just remember Ansem's history is specifically one of the parts that he says, which is not in the PS2 version. "I got a bad feeling about all this. We should be careful. Can't dodge roll outside of combat, unfortunately. Another side of your heart. Is that where the stuff you forget goes?" And those are all the same, as I mentioned previously. But here we get to see the presentation for all these guys. And as you can see, as you commented previously, you can see her antennae a little bit better
in the
here.
sprite, yeah. Or not the sprite.
I mean, it's all sprites, but the little portrait. Is it just me, or do you want to read for Larxene?
Sure. Is it just me, or has Vexen finally lost it? Now he's done something really rash. What now, Axel? The show's over if Sora finds out about the other side.
And again, I don't think this conversation even happened at all in the PS2 version.
Probably not.
I mean, the scene happened, but she didn't say anything about Sora finding out about something. That was not there. If he just passes through without catching on, we can patch things up later. That definitely was not said.
No, for sure.
But if not...
Kill him!
Now, one thing that's worth noting here is that his hair isn't nearly as bright fluorescent pink in this as it is presented later. It's, I don't know, I kind of like it a bit better where it's that slightly safer neutral tone.
Yeah.
Then later on they decided with his model that it was that bright pink. Look at me. And in the sprite in the background it's darker, but
yeah.
In his
I like and dislike it. I think one of the complaints I had actually watching it was, why is his hair so pink? And now I'm like, I don't know. I kind of liked it.
I did, I've seen, this is a rumor that's been spread by Kingdom Hearts fans that I hold no stock in.
Okay.
But supposedly, Marluxia and Larxene were both going to be women, but they changed it because having the only women in the group being the extra evil betrayers was problematic. See, I don't believe that for a second because that implies that Japanese game developers are woke.
Yeah.
Which they're not.
No.
Not to generalize, I'm joking, but like I have not seen anything to corroborate that. I think that's just something that people made up. I don't think that's true. I think that's just a character design thing. And I like it because it's different. He's a weirdo. He's a wacky guy. He's very graceful and flowery and whatnot.
Yeah.
No,
I like him just the way he is.
Maybe you could spell it out for me. Rid us of the traitor. Done. There's no taking that order back later. With the lean forward and the evil grin.
Yeah.
And out he walks.
Ooh, kill him.
A card made of memories from the other side of your heart. I wonder what it does. Only one way to find out. Besides, it's the only card we have left.
I think I remember having a discussion about this, but does it like force you to not have any other cards? Like, do you have to use all the other cards?
Yeah,
to get there?
Because you have to use one to get through every single floor.
Yeah.
So like after floor 6 with Halloween Town, you get a new set of 4 cards, and you use them in whatever order you want to get to this floor. So no, that's you have to use them as they come. No, I don't want to save. No, stop that. You think there are memories on the other side of my heart? Kinda scary.
Goof.
If you ask me, Vexen's waiting to spring a trap on us.
Of course he is.
Ah.
We're walking around their mansion, man. Everything's
Actually, I should point out that if you go up, there's kind of like this yellow tinge up at the top of lighting that isn't really present in the PS2 version, which is just relevant exclusively because there's like clearly some aspects of the art design that aren't totally finalized as to what we'll see later. Like, there's a lot more blue here than there was, because it was really just mostly shades of white in the original. And I know that's partially just to get shadows in, but the design is a little bit different, and that's going to be relevant just in a bit in Kingdom Hearts 2 that Joey and I have already filmed, where there's just a bit where it's like, oh, look at this image of Castle Oblivion that obviously was not from when they'd figured out exactly how it looked yet, kind of. Anyway. So there we've got our little sprite of Twilight Town, which is actually pretty much an exact copy of what the logo is going to be in Kingdom Hearts 2, because spoilers, Twilight Town is in Kingdom Hearts 2. Who would have thunk it?
Yikes.
But because the games were in development at the same time, so they had a lot of the art assets, you know, finalized. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Have we already come here?
We came here in the last episode, but not like with the cutscene at the opening. We just came here for a few seconds to run around and fight random monsters on that other save file that was at the end of the game. This one actually gets a better establishing shot of the town than the PS2 version of the game does. Gosh, where are we, Sora? Huh. I don't know, I've never been here.
Me neither.
But that can't be right. Up until now, we've only been to places in Sora's memory. Maybe so, but I definitely don't remember this.
Maybe you forgot this town just like the other stuff.
This is terrible. Our memories are practically gone. So this scene is the same because in the PS2 version, it wasn't voice acted. So I'm pretty sure all the dialogue here is like pretty much exactly identical to the PS2 version. Only thing is, that the, I don't think he's gonna do the animation of holding up a sword. Or no, maybe no, yeah, he puts his hands behind his head for his little animation there. You can see some more Sora's sprite work here that's nice. Yeah, in the other game, he like held up his pretend sword. Here he's just got his, oh no, there he goes, he is doing, okay. Never mind. My bad, I underestimated this game.
I'm just like getting frustrated all over again. I'm just sitting here like, I hate her, but I love her, but I hate her, but I love her.
And I guess we'll get to see this too. You also get the little intros like you do in the PS2, you know, in the full Kingdom Hearts games, they put those in here just in sprite artwork form. Anyway, we're not actually gonna hang out here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the reset button on the GameCube down here.
Alright.
We're gonna pop back out and we're going to wrap up this little research ramble of Chain of Memories by fighting the final boss. We're gonna go fight Marluxia.
Rad.
Yeah, and maybe watch a little bit of the final cutscene, because who cares?
Yeah.
See if it's any different. Pretty sure there's several lines that are different. I mean, again, the scene's the same, but there are several lines of dialogue that are different. Anyway, 55 hours in this game, man. All right. I do got to run all the way back across, but this is the file where I've already built all of the rooms, so I'll just try to avoid getting into combat, and we'll hopefully be there in just a moment.
Alright.
Okay, I actually, we fought I don't know if I'm going to cut it out or not, but we fought Marluxia once, and I died, because I was not prepped for it properly. I did go out and level up a little bit more just so I could put a few extra cards in my deck, and I fought him and beat him successfully while you weren't here, so we're going to give this another shot really fast.
Okie doke.
And then hopefully we'll be able to, if we do this in a timely manner, then we can watch the ending and end credits and whatnot of Sora's, and then we can also, because it's a much shorter fight that I know I can beat, we can go over and fight Ansem in Riku mode really fast and see that too. We can see a little bit of Riku on Game Boy, and I hit the wrong button there because I wasn't paying attention. I said no instead of yes. Why didn't you stop me, Aiden?
I was listening to you.
I was listening to me too, apparently.
And going, honestly, the fact that you're so confident about the Ansem fight, just like, I feel like you're just gonna screw up a thousand times.
I fought him twice, died once right away because I had no idea where the zeros were in my deck, because they're in the opposite of where I normally put them. They were at the end instead of the beginning. So I did that, and then I went back in and I killed him again, and that whole process took probably about half the time that it took to kill Marluxia. So I'm not too worried.
All right.
I'm much less confident about this, because it did take me a while to beat it, but I know I can. I can do it, because I've done it before. After some serious rearranging of the deck. Oops. But I wasted a premium that I didn't want to waste yet. So this time around, I actually have several Mega Elixirs in my deck that we're going to use to hopefully be able to just... Nope, Sora, that's the wrong direction. There you go, buddy, figured it out. I have 2 Mega Elixirs in my deck, and Sora's going to fly backwards for no reason. And I just did the wrong thing, but I can't cancel that slight. We're already off to a rollicking good start. Sora, you're going the wrong direction. I'm already botching it. I did so much better just 20 minutes ago. Whatever, it's the beginning of the fight. It's not like this is a real problem. This is all minor stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Minor, easy fixes, ladies and gentlemen. I was gonna use this to break that, but I didn't quite do it fast enough. Whatever. Okay, crap. Aiden, you're allowed to talk, you know. You're not gonna, like...
I'm nervous for you.
Well, you really shouldn't be, because it's not like there's no real stakes in this. If I lose, we can just cut it out.
True.
This isn't like the main playthrough where we're gonna like keep a bunch of losses in. Like, I can cut out as much of this as I want to, because this is a bonus thing anyway.
Okay.
Go away. Thank you.
I finished everything that's out of Once Upon a Time.
Oh. So the spoilers that I saw on Tumblr that I couldn't talk about before, I guess we should say this is a different session if that isn't clear enough, because I just said I'd, replay and whatnot.
Yeah.
The spoilers that I saw were all pictures of the wedding and the lead actress is leaving the show. That was all the stuff that I saw.
Which wedding?
Were there multiple weddings? Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
Hook and Emma's?
Yes, that's the main girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I saw.
Okay.
I guess spoilers for Once Upon a Time, if anybody cares.
Yeah.
Should anybody care?
No.
That's what I thought you would say. So, Aiden, what do you think now that you've gotten to the end of Once Upon a Time?
They basically, just like the last episode is awful.
Yeah?
And
Would you hit Marluxia, Sora?
They set it up so that basically Henry, Emma's son, turns into Emma, which is garbage.
What do you mean turns into her?
Like the very first episode is Emma like all alone living in this apartment in New York, and then Henry knocks on her door and is like, "Hey, I'm your kid. You have to take me home now." And then
that's interesting.
Well, not you have to take me home now. You have to come with me to Storybrooke because you're the savior and like
okay,
whatever.
Fascinating stuff.
And Emma's like, "No, I don't believe you." And he's like, "Well, are you gonna put me on a bus back home, or are you gonna make sure I get there safely?" And she's like, "Well, I'll take you back home, kid." And she takes him back home, and then when she gets there, she's like, "Oh, things are kind of odd in this town called Storybrooke, where everyone is storybook characters, and you're calling your mom the evil queen. Like, maybe I should hang around."
I thought that was her. I thought that was his mom. Am I confused? Does he have 2 moms?
He has a biological mother and an adopted mother.
Okay, whatever. Please continue.
Yeah, so the evil queen adopted him because Emma, the savior, had him in prison, like while she was in prison, and didn't want to keep him because she didn't know how to be a mom. And she was also in prison.
These are all valid reasons to not want to keep the kid around.
Yeah, so she put him up for adoption, and he found her and went to her apartment in Boston.
Dude, okay, whatever, I'll just eat that hit.
And that one too.
Okay, now I've lost my opportunity to board the ship. Oh well. But I didn't, if I'd gone up there with no cards, then it would have been pointless anyway, so.
What was I saying? So, she goes to this town and she's like, "Oh, maybe I should hang around." Well, the last episode ends with this small girl going, getting on a bus and going to an apartment in, it's not New York, they're in Boston. I'm sorry, she's never in New York. New York is a totally different set of events.
Okay.
Emma
sure.
lives in Boston. I'm
Alright.
so sorry for anyone. My
Yeah, I'm
bad.
sure people are gonna be really upset with you.
I'm sure I'm just a terrible human being.
The Tumblr crowd's gonna be after you.
Oh yeah.
That's a different playthrough.
That's it. Anyway, so it ends with like this small girl that I am sitting here trying to go, who did Henry hook up with? Because the only love interest we've seen is like this pale white girl, and the kid looks Native American. And so I'm sitting here going, what happened here? But and beside the point, vastly beside the point.
Crud, why did I do that? That was a terrible decision. Whatever, too late now. I've already done it.
Small
Hit the wrong
child.
button.
Small child comes, knocks on his door, he answers the door, and she's like, hey, are you Henry Mills? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, cool, you're my dad. And he's like, no, I'm not. She goes, yeah, you are. And
Is he
and
an
that's
adult?
Yeah, he's an adult now. Like, they fast forwarded.
Oh, they did time travel.
But the
okay.
reason that is garbage is because Henry has the heart of the truest believer.
The heart of the truest...
There's
Man,
no-
this is crazy
There is
stuff.
nothing that could make this kid stop believing that would cause his kid to be like, hey, like all the curses that take away people's belief, and that's how they get trapped in these towns.
This is so
because
weird,
people don't
man.
remember that they're storybook
This
characters.
is getting crazy.
Every
What's going on in
single
this little
time.
series you're talking about right now.
Every single time that one of these curses has been made, like the only curses for real ever affected Henry is a sleeping curse, because that has nothing to do with belief. Henry has the heart of the truest believer. He is magic.
what is
There's
going
no
on in
reason
this?
for some small child to have to be like, hey, help. There's no reason. It's garbage, it's trash, and I hate it.
Is there a lot of... Okay, actually, an honest question from my viewership. Is there a lot of crossover between Kingdom Hearts fans and Once Upon a Time fans? Because I'm noticing some similarities
I don't know.
to later stuff, not to...
Oh, to later
not to specific events, but just like stylistically.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of similar nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah, the same,
Come on.
Kingdom
I'm
Hearts,
gonna do
Heart
it.
of the
I'm gonna
Truest
do it.
Believer.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna.
Ah.
No. Go.
You can't. The wind blows you. Like at a certain point, it forces you off anyway.
Yeah.
Just kind of what you have to deal with in this fight, unfortunately.
Yeah. But yep. That's that. It's garbage. That's my small rant. I did enjoy. They did an episode where there was a bunch of like singing and stuff.
Yeah, like a musical episode?
Yeah, they hadn't done anything song related.
Seriously?
Prior to that.
That shocks me.
Yeah, and I didn't really notice until they did one episode where it was just like this entire episode everyone sings all the time.
How did Community have like multiple musical episodes before Once Upon a... Because it's like 8th season or whatever, right? Or sixth season. It's like
it's
sixth.
It's sixth.
Community had a Glee parody episode that had like 5 original songs in it. That was in season 3.
I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to like.
I don't have any zeros.
I don't know if they had like this.
Okay, I'm not getting on the thing this time. I'm really butchering this fight, but whatever.
They may have had like this idealistic. We're gonna be able to put the real Disney songs in here, and then Disney was like, nope.
Well, I mean, it's a Disney show, isn't it? It's on ABC. That's a Disney network.
Oh, well, I have no idea then. Don't have a clue.
I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? It's on ABC, isn't it?
Yeah, it came on ABC. It came on ABC, so it's a Disney show, and Disney was cool with Belle marrying like a 1,000-year-old man.
Excuse me? Oh, this is the Rumpelstiltskin thing you were describing earlier. Let's not. I think we need to get off of this subject because I'm honestly a little bit disturbed by everything we're talking about right now.
Oh, I didn't know Disney was cool with that.
They probably don't care. It's probably like Kingdom Hearts. Do whatever you want, man. As long as you keep making us a little bit of money every now and then, and we don't have to hear about you. Is this really, like, now that you know that this is something that they signed off on, you have a serious problem with
I
it?
have a lot of problems with it now, knowing that this is a thing that Disney was like, yeah, that's cool, do that with the
I
characters.
have to assume so. I mean, like, they were probably given, like I just said, like, a lot of dramatic license, like, from the get-go. They probably didn't care that much. Okay, well, Sora, don't do that. I was trying to use a thingy, but that didn't work. Okay, I was
There's
going for
a
a zero, but I
lot
didn't
of
have any
we-
zeros.
There's a lot of really brutal murder in this show.
Yeah. Once again, I'm seeing some Kingdom Hearts parallels, taking all this like basic Disney stuff and putting kinds of dramatic, silly nonsense in it.
All right, whatever.
I'm just saying. Maybe this is the series that Kingdom Hearts fans are looking for. In the meantime, while they're waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3,
No, I mean,
should get into Once Upon a Time.
well, I've just spoiled a pretty solid amount of it. I don't know. There were definitely good things about it. There were definitely some good things.
I'd like to hope so, since you watched 6
all
seasons
of it.
of it.
Yeah. I learned the term cinnamon roll because of.
That's a Tumblr thing, right?
I guess I've spent some time on Tumblr and I had never heard it before.
I feel like I've heard it before and it was all on Tumblr, so I'm just assuming it's a Tumblr origin.
I was
phrase.
informed of it by a friend because I was like,
Okay,
no,
whatever,
this
we're
can't
just going
happen
off
to
again.
this character. He's important and should be protected and loved at all costs. And she was like, oh, he's a cinnamon roll. And I was like, what? No, he is a small boy. He is not a cinnamon roll.
Okay, well that did nothing. That's what I expected, honestly, so that's fine.
Yoicks, yoicks.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Listen, 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 listen.
Now that we're sitting here thinking about comparisons, I'm trying to think of someone comparable to the organization.
Oh, in the
I'm trying to think of more comparisons.
Well, you don't know the organization that well yet. So.
Although I'm just thinking shady hooded figures. But I can't really think of any shady hooded figures.
I'm gonna die, but
Except for Gideon.
who's Gideon?
Gideon is Belle and Rumpelstiltskin's kid.
And he's a shady organization character. Is he a time traveler too?
Yes.
Of course.
So
Lots of time travelers.
So basically Belle finds out she's pregnant, and then they find out that the child is like destined to just like destroy Rumpelstiltskin. And so Rumpelstiltskin's like, hey, can't have that happening. And he finds these things called the Shears of Destiny, and he's gonna separate his child from his fate, which basically like does nothing to the kid. Kid can grow up normally. It just means that the kid's not destined to kill Rumpelstiltskin. And Belle's like, no, you can't take that away from him because there's like this other part where he's supposed to be like a really, really good guy. It just also happens that he's gonna kill his dad. And so she's like, you can't take his fate away from him. And she gives Gideon to the Blue Fairy from Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
And she's like the head of like all the fairies. She like assigns who gets to be what and whose missions and whose god fairies to.
Because I'm assuming the fairy godmother and Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather are also in this show somewhere.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Not fairy godmother though.
Oh, okay.
That's Blue Fairy. She also becomes fairy godmother.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, side note, Tiger Lily used to be a fairy in this universe. Yeah. Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily was Rumpelstiltskin's fairy godmother.
I feel like you gotta stop talking about this because like I'm losing my grip on sanity the longer this conversation goes on. We should definitely stop talking about this. I'm honestly like in a bit of physical pain right now.
There's so much. There's so like in 6 seasons, there's an infinite amount of garbage.
We'll just have to like add a timestamp to like skip around this for anybody who cares, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Aidan, should anybody watch Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, sure, if you hate yourself.
Okay, there we go. That's what the timestamp will skip around to. Or we'll use this, we'll put that little soundbite at the front for anybody who's like, should I care? Aidan just said it. Not me. I didn't say it. Nobody can blame me for it.
I mean, like, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done. There were definitely good parts. I got invested in the characters. They did the characters well. The plot was trash. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Alrighty, let's wrap this fight up then.
Yeah, kill him.
Not a lot exciting has happened.
Kill him,
It's
kill
just
him,
the
kill him.
same phases over and over again, and I didn't use half my enemy cards, but that's fine.
Kill him dead. You got one more hit. Ah!
I thought maybe I would get a move that would get me up there, and I didn't realize the last card was going to be a cure, so that didn't work out so well. Whatever, people can still watch a little bit at the end of the fight here. But actually, like, what am I saying? Watch this. Cloud, you do it.
Nice!
I was like, I could wait for the next phase to end, or I could just let Cloud go assassinate him.
That way you don't have his blood on your hands.
Yeah,
you can still be light.
Because I really care. Sora really cares. Alrighty, now we get to watch another cutscene. If you're here, this is the ending of the game, even though this is part 4 or whatever of this series.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Surprise! We're just that good. Speed
I don't
runs.
know why you would start here, but that's fine.
Speed runs.
Are you okay, Riku? I'm not Riku. I'm fake.
Whoa.
I can't remember when I was created or why. All I've got left is you and Namine. Those memories aren't real. Namine, can't you put Riku's memory back to normal?
It doesn't work that way.
It's alright. Don't worry about me. So one thing I'll point out to anybody who remembers the PS2 version of the scene, even in places where the script is pretty similar, the basic, like, punctuation and a couple of words being changed around, and especially the portraits, can change the feeling of a lot of lines and even, like, entire scenes. And this is kind of an example, because Riku's attitude leaving is quite a bit different. Wait! Who cares if someone made you? You have your own heart. Those feelings and memories are yours and yours alone. They're special. Sora, you're a good person. I don't have to be real to see how real your feelings are. That's good enough for me. Especially that last, like, the kind of slightly sad Riku smile face. I like that face a lot. That's not something I don't think that's an expression he ever made at any point in the PS2 game, because he was always angry or badass. It was one of those two emotions, nowhere between.
Because he had to be the top of the friends group.
Yeah, but this is the scene how it was already, and we're talking about this game, not in number 1. We're talking about whatever. Who cares?
Can you fix our memories? What?
Yes, just because you don't remember something doesn't mean it's gone.
What do you mean? Ho ho.
Remembering one thing leads to remembering another, and then another. Your memories are connected, like the links in a chain. Oh, chain of memories. Oh!
Do you not remember Joey and I spent 20% of this sequence just continually going, oh, roll credits.
I don't know. Those same chains are what anchor. Oh, those same chains are what anchor us all together.
What does that mean?
I don't destroy memories. I just take apart the links and rearrange them. You still have all your memories.
So you can put them back together?
Yes, but first I have to undo the links I made. Then I have to gather up all the memories scattered in your hearts and reconnect them. It will take time, but I think it'll work. No, I'll make it work. It's my turn to help you out.
All right, we're in your hands. Hey, wait just a second. You said you'd have to undo the links you made, but that means...
Yes, Jiminy. You won't be able to recall what happened in this castle.
Not even you?
I'm sorry. It's the only way. You have to choose, Sora. You can lose your memories of this castle and reclaim your old memories. Or keep your memories here and give up the memories that you've lost.
I have to choose?
Yes.
Put me back the way I was.
Okay, I understand. Who needs false memories, right? Especially when you have real memories of people who are really important to you. Anyone would say the same.
Oh, poor sweet child. That is one thing that I appreciate a little bit about the PS2 version, is that the physical reaction to her realizing she's been turned down is a bit better than just the exclamation point and the spin around.
Yeah.
But the suddenly her being happy and the final, she's sad again, it still sells it.
We have to sleep in that to get our memories back?
You'll be fine. It might take a little time, but I'll take care of you.
Hey, Nominee, where'd you get this thing from? Who
Don't-
built this?
Don't worry about it.
Who built this?
Don't worry about it.
Did you build this?
Don't worry about it.
But when we wake up, we won't remember you anymore. Oh,
How are we going to thank you later?
Jiminy has a solution for you, ladies and gentlemen. No problem, Donald. I'll make a note in my journal. Thank Nominee.
Of course, why didn't I think of that? The obvious solution to this problem.
Good night, Nominee.
Good night. You too, Sora.
Okay.
It may have started with a lie, but I'm really glad I got... It may have started with a lie, but I'm really glad I met you, Sora.
I'm pretty sure she said I got to meet you in the PS2 version, so there may have been some subconscious memory going on in your brain there. I know I've read a couple of lines in this the way that they are on the PS2 version, because I watched that version like 4 times because I played it and then edited it and then watched it with you, and yeah, me too. When I found you, even when I remembered your name, I was so happy. The way that I felt was no lie.
Stop breaking my heart. Goodbye.
No, not goodbye.
Look at this. Look at this. Do you see this
There's actually water in her eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate everything.
No, not goodbye. I'll find you again after I wake up. And we'll be friends for real. Promise me, Nominee.
You'll only forget.
I won't. Or no, that's not correct. He's being serious here. I won't. Even if you take apart the chain of memories in my heart, the links will stay here. This memory will always be inside me somewhere.
I guess you're right. Let's promise then.
I'll see you again, Nominee.
That handshaking animation.
It was a pinky swear animation.
Oh, okay. That makes
I'm sure
more
that'd be
sense.
I'm sure the Japanese audience would be expecting that, because I think that's like a big thing for them, is pinky swears.
I guess.
I think it's like, I don't know, I see that in anime a lot, childhood promises and
Yeah,
memories of pinky
okay.
swears. I think that's like a trope, I don't know.
Okay. Sora? The loose links will sink into the darkness in your heart. You won't be able to just reach in and pick the one you want. But there's another promise you made. A promise to someone you could never replace. She's your light. The light within the darkness.
Yeah, but it's not canon. Don't ship them, they're just friends. Shut up. It's so, like, are you reading this dialogue right
I'm
now,
in
people?
so much pain! If you can remember her, all the memories lost in the shadows of your heart will come into the light.
Dude, I'm enjoying forcing you through this again. This is actually a lot of
I
fun.
hate you
I wish
so
I wish I
much.
could go back and replay the first game with you and get there, like, force you to replay the end of that one. That'd be even better.
No!
Another promise.
Look at the good luck charm. I changed its shape when I changed your memory. But when you thought of her, it went back to the way it was. You're remembering.
So this is how, we don't need to read the dialogue here. This is how the cutscenes they made and then super compressed for this game look. They have the opening sequence, the bit where he drops the modified good luck charm, and then this, and also the ending of Riku mode, all have this heavily compressed cutscene, but it's there. You remember when the PS2 version didn't even have music here? Like, it was just totally silent until the end credits? There was just the ambient sound and the dialogue.
Really?
Yes. It's a bizarre direction choice as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so obviously there's no voice acting, just the subtitles. The other thing that's better about the PS2 version is you can barely see the tear that rolls down her cheek right there. In the PS2 version, it's much more visible. I didn't even know she cried until I played the PS2 version, because we're looking at this on a big TV screen. Now, are you ready for a shocker? This is running on GBA right now. I don't know what wizardry they went through, but they have the entire track on here in full quality. Which we will either have to talk over to make sure it doesn't get flagged, or I'll have to remove after a few seconds. But they have also, in addition to all these nice renders here, where we've got Marluxia in Traverse Town, we had the initial shot of Naminé, of them arriving at the castle. We have a render of Axel here.
Oh, yeah.
This is just kind of neat because in the GBA version, you otherwise would not get to see them like
these,
this,
yeah.
but they had the models made, so they stuck them in here for these little poses, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Which is kind of neat. And hopefully we'll be able to keep the song in if we just keep talking over it, but if not, then oh well.
I could do another Once Upon a Time rant.
Let's not do that. I feel like that would defeat the purpose, but
yeah.
Anyway. We got Riku with the fake good luck charm. You'll notice that in a couple of these shots there is like slight coloration difference around the ceiling. It's pretty close to what the PS2 version looked like, but it is there are some slight stylistic differences here that are just interesting. I commented about that in a previous episode.
Yeah.
And that was when they make the promise to, they were like, even if we forget each other, we'll still have this promise or whatever, which is very inspirational, but makes no sense, and you guys don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, think about that last scene, though, with Naminé. She also was like, hey, I think got that other promise, so I feel like promises are like
but Naminé never...
special.
Well, I think that the one promise is really special with him and Kairi. Yeah. I think that she said you're going to forget that promise, right?
Yeah.
You'll just forget. I think that she was humoring Sora because, I mean, Naminé is not one to fantasize about things that she can't have, as we know. So there's a specific planner for the 100 Acre Wood section because it's so different. And there's something I noticed in here when I was doing this earlier, because like I said, I played this fight and also the Riku fight to make sure that I could do it effectively. We can also see some of the sprites here we didn't get to see earlier. I know we flicked through the journal, but we can actually see some like animations and stuff on them now. And this is, I don't know how many GBA games can claim this, but the credits here do have a voice cast listing because they still have the audio from all these different characters from the PS2 version. Original soundtrack also available from Toshiba EMI, whatever. The soundtrack for this was also sold. All the soundtracks for the Kingdom Hearts games have had disc releases at some point.
Interesting.
But Days, Birth by Sleep, and Coded got released together. But yeah, voice talents of Haley Joel Osment, David Gallagher, Bill Farmer, and Tony whatever are the voice actors for Donald and Goofy, and then Billy Zane as Ansem, because obviously he's in the Riku mode with boss fight stuff going on there. And then all of the supporting Disney cast and those last couple of Japanese names at the very end were the stand-in voice actors for the organization members, I'm pretty sure, because they all had a little bit of dialogue for the fights, and I'm pretty sure that they were different actors in the later versions, because we only got to hear Vexen, but their voices sound very different from how they sound when they're fully voiced later. I didn't point it out, but Vexen, he goes like, ho ho! It makes tons of hi push sounds, sort of sounding battle grunts, and Axel has a much deeper, more sinister, gravelly kind of battle grunts. But anyway, did I miss it? Did I overlook it? No, here it comes. Or did I? Oh, maybe I did miss it. I think it was earlier than the quality assurance section. If I did miss it, I'll point it out in Riku's, because it's hilarious. But I was looking at you and talking about other stuff, so I might have completely missed it.
I don't know what we're looking for.
It's okay. You won't notice it. I will have to point it out when it shows up. Oh, Disney character voices. Maybe for the... Oh, no, it was just general thanks to anybody whose voices got recycled, I guess. Alright, so maybe the voice cast members up there were for other people. I don't know. For other characters than the Disney characters. Yep, I guess I completely overlooked it, but I'll point it out during the Riku credits, so don't worry about it. It's just something hilarious. It's unpatchable. Is it? No, it's not. It is. I didn't miss it. Whatever. I'll pay closer attention during the Riku credits, and we'll get to see it.
Okay.
I like the animation. So in the PS2 version, Naminé and Kairi just kind of glide to opposite sides of the screen. Kairi puts her hands behind her back, and Naminé puts them in front of her, or the other way around. In that one, there's a little bit more Naminé's kind of looking down and looks up, and Kairi kind of shifts her feet and kind of cocks her head at her. Which doesn't mean anything necessarily, but it's just a little bit more almost looks like they're interacting more so than just look, it's the two characters on opposite sides of the screen. It looks more like Naminé's kind of sheepishly shying away, and Kairi's giving her a look. So there are, again, this isn't a cutscene, but there are several, as we saw at the beginning of that cutscene, super compressed images of PS2 level quality. And here we have Sora hanging out in his thingamajiggy. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
not nearly as much poetry in this. Fading memories, reconstructed memories, and there's a dream. It's gonna say like of a world without you in it. A dream of you in a world without you. Yeah, there was like paragraphs of poetry in the PS2 version. Wisely didn't attempt that here. I guess it was all added in later or whatever. And then there's the same art that we saw in the end of the other version with Nominee on the stairs and the boys going up towards her. But enough of that silliness. It's time to go play a game about being emo and oh crud! I forgot something I wanted to show really fast in Sora's mode that I don't think is in the PS2 version as far as I know. Something I discovered while I was prepping certain things over here. If we go in here, this is a meeting grounds, so I should get a friend card right away. Hopefully it'll be a Donald. And it is! Thank you, Donald. You're the best, son. So there's a move in this game. Well, we'll see the name of the move in a second here. But the description of the move is Donald botches a fire spell, ... That's all the description says. And I believe I need one additional spell to make this work. I'm going to use a Thunder card on this. There we go. Blazing Donald. Donald botches a fire spell. It wasn't super effective against these scattered enemies, but Donald jumps in on fire and runs through people.
All right.
So we don't have any of the silliness of the goofy battering ram from the PS2 version, but we do have that at the very least.
All right.
As one little neat thing.
Cool. Fun stuff.
Anyway,
Fun
let's go
times.
and attempt to kill Ansem as quickly as possible.